Seasonal covers Song of General Kim Sang-il. A national memorial service was solemnly held in Pyongyang, the capital of revolution, on Tuesday on the occasion of the 12th anniversary of the demise of President Kim Il-sung, the Korean leader of the party and people. Present there were officials of the party, armed forces, and government bodies, public organizations, ministries, and national agencies, service personnel of the Korean People's Army and the Korean People's Internet Security Forces, officials of the institutions of science, education, literature and arts, public health, and the press, bereaved families of the revolutionary martyrs and working people in Pyongyang. Also on hand were the delegation of Koreans in Japan and other overseas Korean delegations and compatriots and those related to President Kim Il-sung that have come to the homeland to commemorate the 20th anniversary of his demise, as well as the representative of the Pyongyang mission of the South Korean Anti-Imperialist National Democratic Front. Attending the service were diplomatic representatives of different countries, representatives of international organizations, and members of foreign military attaches corps in Korea and other foreigners. Respected Kim Sang-il, first Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, first Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, came out the rostrum of the memorial service. The rostrum was taken by Kim Yong-nam, Park Bong-soo, Hong Byung-seo, and other senior officials of the party, state, and army, the anti-Japanese revolutionary veterans, the chairman of the Central Committee of the Korean Social Democratic Party, officials of the party and armed forces organs, the cabinet and working people's organizations, officials of the army and society who distinguished themselves in the cause of the leader's immortality, heroes and heroines, those who had been received by President Kim Il-sung and labor innovators. Seen in the rostrum were Kwon Sun-hui, advisor of the Central Standing Committee of the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan, and Cha Eun-bok, chairman of the General Association of Koreans in China. Kim Jin-an, member of the Political Bureau and Secretary of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, declared the National Memorial Service open. All the participants observed a moment of silence with the deepest reverence in memory of President Kim Il-sung, the great leader of the party and people, who is the great source of revolution and founder of socialist Korea. A memorial address was made by Kim Jong-nam, member of the Presidium of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and President of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK.
Respect to Kim Jong-un, Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, First Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, visited the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun at 0 hours on July the 8th, on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the great leader Kim Il-sung. He was accompanied by Hwang Byung-seo and other leading personnel of the Korean People's Army. Kim Jong-un entered the hall with full-length statues of the great generalissimos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Set up on both sides of the statues were the flags of the Workers' Party of Korea and the DPRK and colors, and the Guard of Honor of the ground, naval, air, and anti-aircraft forces of the Korean People's Army and the Worker Peasant Red Guards was lining up. The commander of the Guard of Honor made a salute, looking up to the full-length statues. A floral basket was laid before the statues in the name of respect to the Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un. A floral basket was placed there in the name of the Korean People's Army. Kim Jong-un, together with the participants, paid high respect to the statues. He entered the Hall of Immortality, where the great leader Generalissimo Kim Il-sung is laid in state. He, together with the participants, made a bow to Kim Il-sung, paying a noble tribute to him with humblest reverence. He looked around the room, keeping the decorations awarded to Kim Il-sung, the Lamentation Hall, and the rooms preserving the wagon and car used by him. Kim Jong-un entered the Hall of Immortality, where the great leader Generalissimo Kim Jong-il is laid in state. He, together with the participants, made a bow to the great Kim Jong-il, paying high respects to him with deepest reverence. He went round the room, keeping the decorations awarded to Kim Jong-il, and the rooms keeping the electric car, ship, and wagon used by him. Respect to Kim Jong-un, First Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, First Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, inspects the 3 Revolution Red Flag Army Defense Detachments defending the front coast of the East Coast. He was accompanied by Vice Marshal of the Korean People's Army Hwang Byung-seo, Director of the General Political Bureau of the Army, and Colonel General Park Jung-chun, Deputy Chief of the General Staff and Director of the Fire Commanding Department of the Army. After receiving a salute, Kim Jong-un, looking round the marker of field guidance of the great leader Kim Il-sung, impressively recalled the immortal exploits of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il associated with the defense detachment. Saying the Army Post is also warmly associated with noble footprints of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, he noted that they made painstaking efforts for the strengthening and development of the People's Army. He stated that though the service persons of the Army Defense Detachment are far away from the land, they should decorate their military service with loyalty and fit, with the pride of doing military service at the post, reminder of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Seeing the military establishment fortified by the Army Defense Detachment, he stressed the need to more definitely change the Army into an impregnable fortress, and thus glorify forever the achievement performed by the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il in commanding the army. Then Kim Jong-un saw a firepower training of service persons of the defense detachment at the artillery emplacement visited by the great Kim Jong-il, gave an order to start shelling and guided the training. Seeing the service persons of the defense detachment correctly hitting the target, he expressed great satisfaction. He highly praised the artillerymen for their excellent shelling and said he is most pleased to meet soldiers who have grown to be crack shots. And he gave great honor to Artillery 1 of the 1st Platoon of the 1st Company of the Defense Detachment to be awarded a diploma of crack gunner, and the soldiers awarded medals and badges of crack gunner, and had a picture taken with them. He also saw exercise on apparatus of service persons of the Defense Detachment. Kim Jong-un put forward important steps which would serve as a guideline in completing combat preparations of the Armed Defense Detachment. He instructed that the commanding officers of the Defense Detachment should be formally prepared as military commanding officers and political officials who have taken after the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and strengthened political and ideological education among the service personnel and trained them as those strong in ideology and faith and staunch revolutionaries and patriots with versatile knowledge and high cultural attainment. Saying the commanding officers should see and approach all things in view of battle, he instructed them to make the Armed Defense Detachment the defense detachment of crack gunners, so that they should bury in the sea all the enemy intruding into our sea, and thus the enemy cannot set dirty foot on our sacred fatherland even an inch once the battle starts. Kim Jong-un took warm care of the service persons with parental affection, making the rounds of the barracks, education rooms, wash-cam bath houses, mess halls, and storehouses of the 1st and 3rd companies of the Defense Detachment. He learned in detail about the supply service for the service persons, education of children of servicemen's families, and so on. Showing special attention should be paid to the life of service persons defending the island coast and their families, he showed kind solicitude to the Defense Detachment. Expressing the belief that the service persons of the Armed Defense Detachment would remain loyal to the Sungun-based revolutionary leadership of the party, Kim Jong-un gave a pair of binoculars and an automatic rifle to the 1st Company as souvenirs and had a photo session with the service persons of the Defense Detachment and their families.
Bashar al-Assad, President of the Syrian Arab Republic, sent a message to respected Kim Jong-un on Sunday on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the real leader, President Kim Il-sung. The message said, solemnly looking back upon the day when His Excellency President Kim Il-sung passed away, we are sharing the sincerest feelings with Kim Jong-un. We are sure that Kim Jong-un would always maintain the line of the Korean Revolution advanced by the eternal leader President Kim Il-sung for the party and revolution, for the country and people, and for the cause of global independence, the message said, and presented highest compliments to Kim Jong-un.
Respected Kim Jong-un received a gift from the chairman of the Denmark DPRK France Association on a visit to Korea. The gift was handed over to an official concerned by Chairman Anders Christensen on the 7th.
Respected Kim Jong-un received a gift from the Australia DPRK Association for Frenchman Culture. The gift was handed over to an official concerned on the 7th by Raymond Ferguson, National Secretary of the Association, who is leading the visiting delegation of the Oceania Committee to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the demise of President Kim Il-sung and the 3rd anniversary of the demise of General Kim Jong-il.
The Artsawi Media Print Publishing House in Berlin of Germany published in book form the great leader Kim Il-sung's famous work on the 3 principles of national reunification. The publishing ceremony took place at the publishing house on the 2nd.
The Kim Jong-il Youth Group for the Study of the Church idea in Vienna, Austria, carried a brief history of revolutionary activities of the real leader Kim Il-sung in its bulletin on the 2nd, printing its smiling portrait.
The Communist Party of Czechoslovakia posted on its website on July the 1st the great leader Kim Jong-il's famous work, Let us hold the great leader Kim Il-sung in high esteem as the eternal president of our republic, along with the portrait of smiling Kim Il-sung.
The Nigerian National Committee for the Study of Kim Il-sung Kim Jong-ilism and the Brazilian Center for the Study of the Church idea respectively belong the famous work of respected Kim Jong-un. The great Kim Il-sung is the eternal leader of our party and our people on the 2nd.
Foreign Economic and Commercial Conference Corps, staff members of the missions of the World Food Program, the World Health Organization, the United Nations Development Program, and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in Korea, family members of Zhang Weihua, a Chinese anti-Japanese revolutionary martyr, the chairman of the Denmark DPRK Friendship Association, and the delegation of the Association for Economic and Cultural Exchange of Korean Nationality in Dandong City of China, laid floral baskets before the bronze statues of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on Mansu Hill, and paid tribute to them on Monday on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of Kim Il-sung. That day, a delegation of the Aged Men Association in Shenyang City of China visited the bronze statues and paid tribute to the great generalissimus Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il.
The Communist Party of the Russian Federation and the Union of Communist Parties, the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, sent a photo basket in their joint name. The Party for Peace and Unity of Russia, a photo basket, and Kazuki Ashizawa, co-representative of the Tokyo World Assemblymen's Liaison Society for the Promotion of Japan-Korea Friendship, a photo basket, the bronze statues of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on Mansu Hill on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of President Kim Il-sung. The photo basket will lead before the bronze statues on the 7th. The government from the DPRK issued a statement on the 7th on the lapse of 20 years after the great Kim Il-sung left his last autograph on a historic document concerning national reunification. Today, the cause of a nation for national reunification is faced with great difficulties and trials due to the malicious challenging and obstructive moves of the anti-reunification forces at home and abroad. The governments of the DPRK, out of the patriotic desire to overcome the difficulties lying in the way of the nation at present, improve the North-South relations and open a new turning phase for independent reunification, analysis as follows. First, the North and South should put an end to the senseless hostilities and confrontation and open the road of reconciliation and unity. Now, hostilities and confrontation are extreme in the Korean Peninsula, and the serious situation continues in which even a trifling word and action or small friction may result in dangerous conflict and national catastrophe. Today, when the entire fellow countrymen should pour strength and wisdom for the common course of the nation, it is not necessary to ignore the tragic situation inviting national disasters through consumptive political disputes between the fellow countrymen. The North and South should open the road of improvement of relations from a new viewpoint and new stand for the destiny of the nation. The South Korean authorities must discard the anachronistic hostile idea and make a bold decision to turn the policy of confrontation with fellow countrymen into a reconciliatory policy of alliance with the North. To other end should be put a different North-targeted war exercise with outsiders, an intensive product of hostile policy towards fellow countrymen. If the South Korean authorities have a true intention to improve the North-South relations, they should come out the road of respecting and implementing the June the 15th and October the 4th declarations provided by the top leaders of the North and South, and other joint agreements between the North and South. Second, the North and South should oppose dependence on outsiders and solve all issues by our nation itself. On no account should the North and South be sacrificed for the outsiders to cushion the troubled water of the division of the country. The North and South must solve all issues by our nation itself in the common interests of the nation on the stand of attaching priority and importance as a nation and the stand of national unity. The North and South must not allow all the unjust acts of outsiders to interfere in the internal affairs of the nation, but cope with them jointly. We will join hands with anybody, including the South Korean authorities, when they take the stand to solve the issue of the North-South relations and the issue of the country's reunification according to the aspirations and desire of the nation. Third, the North and South should aspire after a reasonable reunification proposal supported by all the fellow countrymen and guaranteeing common prosperity of the nation. Aspirations and demands of the fellow countrymen are growing day by day that reunification should be realized true federacy in the reality of a country where different ideas and systems exist. In the June 15th Joint Declaration, the North and South admitted that the proposal of the North for low-stage federacy and the proposal of the South for Commonwealth have community and agreed on aspiring after reunification in this direction in the future. The North and South must make efforts to specify and implement the reunification proposal of the Federation and Commonwealth formula, and thus actively promote common existence, co-prosperity, and common interests. Fourth, the North and South must create an atmosphere in favor of the improvement of relations. At present, it is an indispensable prerequisite for improving the extremely deteriorated North-South relations to actively create an atmosphere in favor of reconciliation and unity. An end must be put, first of all, to all sorts of slanders and abuses fomenting misunderstanding and distrust. Judicial and institutional measures for checking the ties of kindred and compatriotic feelings between the North and South should be removed and the road of contact, visit, cooperation, and dialogue opened. The abnormal situation must be put an end in which the ardent desire of the public of all walks of life for reunification is abused, and the hostility against the DPRK is increased by the racket for elimination of North followers. If above-mentioned principled standpoint and goodwill measures are realized, a turning phase will be created in normalizing the aggravated North-South relations, easing the situation of the Korean Peninsula, and achieving national reconciliation and unity. We express the expectation that all the fellow countrymen would actively support the principled stance of the government of the DPRK, proceeding from the sense of the noble responsibility to open a new avenue for North-South relations and independent reunification, and the South Korean authorities would respond to it. A memorial meeting of workers and trade unionists, fatherly leader Kim Il-sung and the Korean working class was held at the Central Hall of Workers in Pyongyang on the 7th, on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the real leader, President Kim Il-sung. Present there were officials concerned, workers and trade unionists. The memorial meeting started with the chorus, Our Unforgettable Leader. The speakers stressed that President Kim Il-sung is an unrivaled great man and the eternal son of Soo-che, who was held and held in so high esteem for the first time in the thousands of years history of the country.
The state stamp bearer of the DPRK has brought out a suit and an individual stamp on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the great leader President Kim Il-sung.
Seminars on the exploits of the real leader President Kim Il-sung, memorial meetings, reading sessions, roundtable talks, photo and book exhibitions, and film shows recently took place in India, Bulgaria, Guinea, Russia, the Czech Republic, Benin, Indonesia, Angola, Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Romania on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of his demise. A message to respect the Kim sermon was adopted at the seminar held in Bulgaria. The chairman of the Kenyan National Committee for the Study of the Church Idea and the general director of the Meet Dharma Publishing House of Myanmar recently issued a press statement on the same occasion.
A meeting of crewmen with Kiribati flagship New Global for remembering President Kim Il-sung took place at the Songin Fort in North Hamgyong Province on the 7th, on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. The participants first laid a floral basket and bouquets before the mosaic wall of the funerary parties of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-un in Cheongjin City and paid tribute to them. Speeches were made, and the letter to respect to Kim Jong-un was adopted at the meeting.
World people, together with the Korean people, most solemnly cherish the memory of the great President Kim Il-sung. Over the past 20 years since his demise, more than 230 heads of state and government and party leaders paid a consolatory visit to DPRK missions in their countries. Thousands of delegations and organizations and individuals of different tribes called at the DPRK missions in many countries, including more than 150 delegations and organizations in Zimbabwe and Vietnam, respectively, over 80 delegations and organizations in Syria and Cambodia, respectively, and upwards of 5,000 individuals in Nepal. More than 160 countries, governments, political parties and organizations, international and regional organizations, and individuals sent over 3,300 readers the year of President Kim Il-sung, his bronze statue at Mount Fisher, and the DPRK missions in their countries, and more than 3,480 messages of condolences. Cuba, Cambodia, Nicaragua, and many other countries declared 3 days period of learning and announced information and decrees of government on how Eastern flags have passed. This year, more than 60 remembering committees have been formed, and over the past 20 years, at least 1,000 memorial and remembering committees organized in different parts of the 5 countries, and they have been held a total of more than 20,000 functions in over 170 countries and regions in praise of the revolutionary life and immortal achievements of President Kim Il-sung.
Chairwoman of the General Association of Koreans in China, on a visit to DPRK to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the demise of the great leader President Kim Il-sung, was interviewed by the Korean Central News Agency on Monday. She said, "The Korean people were put under the yoke of colonial slavery in the past as they had not an outstanding leader. Thus they could greet a new era of national rebirth and prosperity as they held Generalissimo Kim Il-sung in high esteem as their leader. The life of President Kim Il-sung is the history of the son who gave a worthwhile life and happiness to the Korean people and a bright future to humankind," she praised.
The General Association of Koreans in China sponsored a memorial concert at the Songpo Junko Theater in Jilin City of China on the 3rd on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the Korean leader Generalissimo Kim Il-sung.
DPRK Premier Park Bong-ju made a field survey of the Qingxiang Cooperative Farm in Cheongju City and Unha Cooperative Farm in Incheon County of North Pyongan Province. The consultative meeting held on the spot stressed the need to do farming on a scientific and technical basis in the farms while conducting vigorous campaign against the ongoing drought for the present. Earlier, Premier Park once found a Sinuiju chemical fiber mill discussing measures for normalizing production.
Trucks carrying pictures of first production of Gwail County of South Hwanghae Province arrived in Pyongyang on the 7th. The trucks, which arrived at the Kim Il-sung Square, drove to commercial service network, the baby home, the orphanage, and the house for aged people in the city. They were seen off by officials and working people of the city.
DPRK judoist Seol Young won a gold medal in the women's 78-kilogram category at International Judo Federation Grand Prix Ulaanbaatar 2014, held in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia from July the 4th to 6th. Hong Guk-hyun placed 3rd in men's 73-kilogram category and bagged the bronze medal.
Foreign Economic and Trade Counselors Corps in the DPRK visited Kim Il-sung University on the 7th on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the Korean leader President Kim Il-sung.
The delegation of the Engineer Committee to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the demise of President Kim Il-sung and the 3rd anniversary of the demise of General Kim Jong-il, led by Co-Secretary General Raymond Ferguson, National Secretary of the Australia DPRK Association for Friends and Culture, visited Mangyongdae, the birthplace of President Kim Il-sung. The delegation also visited the Tower of the Juche Ideal, the Arch of Triumph, the Pyongyang Folklore Park, the Pyongyang Cultural Exhibition, and so on.
The Daily Rodong Sinmun carried an editorial titled, "The Great Kim Il-sung is the eternal leader of our people and the progressive mankind," on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the Korean leader Kim Il-sung. The editorial noted, "The great Kim Il-sung is an outstanding leader of the revolution, peerless patriot, and great sage of humankind, greeted and held in high esteem by the Korean people for the first time in the thousands of years' history." His name and image are shining brighter as time passes by. The editorial calls upon all to rally firmly behind the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, headed by respected Kim Jong-un, and add lustre to the name and image of the son and immortal exploits of the great Kim Il-sung forever. And that's the end of the news read by Ha Sung-nam and Lee Sang-sin. This is Voice of Korea. Now, you'll enjoy your carols. Leader Kim Il-sung will always be with us. Appreciating to meet Carter's Senator Kim Jong-il will be modeled as the son. enjoy your meal. Carter's footsteps. There are many statesmen and leaders well known in their lifetime for their merit for humanity. But none of them rendered a full distinguished services to the cause of global independence with an unsurpassed regular sense of independence and justice, and thus enjoyed so boundless praise of all people as the great leader President Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung, along with his men, a celebrated foreign writer said, the such idea created by the great leader Kim Il-sung is of incomparably more tremendous significance in human history than the fire brought by mythological Prometheus to men.
Yahya Zakaria Heyrullah, chairman of the Egyptian Committee for the Study of the Great Ideas, says
كيم إل سونغ هو خير من أنجب في القرن العشرون، فهو الشمس التي أضاءت القرن العشرون بصفته.
President Kim Il-sung is a great man produced by the 20th century. He was an outstanding thinker, theoretician, military strategist, and the son who illumined the road of the 20th century. He fought against U.S. imperialism single-handedly and, beating up all challenges, created the Tutsi idea and Sungun idea and changed the 20th century. President Kim Il-sung regarded men as the most precious beings and founded the Tutsi idea, which gave a new philosophical explanation to the position and role of men. The Tutsi idea created by him is a great idea which brightly illuminates the road of the Korean people and the world revolutionary people. It is a great idea representing the future as well as the present time's black personality.
the creation of the Tutsi idea was a historical event which opened a new era of history, the era of independence, and illuminated the road of the progressive humanity. The Panamanian public figure Luis Fernando Cedeno Correa wrote a poem and recited it.
Inmortal oasis, reciba el mundo, y su espléndida luz.
The immortal Tutsi idea created by Kim Il-sung shines on the world. Its brilliant rays are the Polaris, the compass of the fighting people. Oh, Kim Il-sung, his name is bright in glory. His cause is great. World people following the Tutsi idea with a faith in their warm hearts loudly call the name of the great Kim Il-sung.
The strengthening and development of the non-aligned movement, a great motive force of the era of independence, are unthinkable apart from the name of the great Kim Il-sung. President Kim Il-sung indicated the orientation and ways for the non-aligned movement to do in line with the demand of the development of the times and led the movement to firmly maintain its idea and principle. Thanks to him, the non-aligned movement could be constantly strengthened and developed in all vortices of history. That is why party and state leaders of many non-aligned countries and developing countries highly praised him as the commander of the non-aligned movement and great leader of the world revolution, since the non-aligned movement could overcome division, defend unity, and vigorously advance along the road of independence against imperialism, thanks to the correct instructions of His Excellency President Kim Il-sung. Peoples of other countries catch a few fish for us when we go hungry. It means that we should depend on them in the future too. But President Kim Il-sung taught us how to catch a fish, enabling us to catch a fish by a service when necessary in the future. Korea is the only country that helps our Guinea with sincerity. Kim Il-sung is a grateful benefactor who gave life-giving water and vigor to the once desolate African land. That is why all our Guinean people infinitely revere and follow President Kim Il-sung. We Africans regard Kim Il-sung as the god of our destiny. It was not only the feelings of the then Madagascan president or the political activist of Guinea. Voices in praise of President Kim Il-sung leading the era of independence were heard in all parts of the 5 continents of the world. Juan Jose Leon Vega, first vice chairman of the Cuban Committee for Supporting Korea's Reunification, said,
Siempre que nos encontramos, el presidente dio el amor y el cariño desinteresado.
He paid attention to the Cuban Revolution and did everything in his power for friendship as a true friend of the Cuban people. President Kim Il-sung met me along with lawyer Candelaria Rodriguez in 1994. After, he said, during the Caribbean crisis, many countries withdrew their embassies, but he told the Koreans to fight the last man together with the Cuban people, as Korea and Cuba are brothers standing in the same trench. When so-called close countries were raiding other spaces, President Kim Il-sung gave important instructions. He rendered an active support to the Vietnamese, Syrian, and Algerian revolutions.
President Kim Il-sung devoted himself to the human cause of independence in the last time of his great life too. He received the director of the Prensa Latina News Agency of Cuba on April the 13th, 1983 or 1994, journalists of the American newspaper Washington Times on April the 16th, and journalists of the NHK of Japan and the CNN television of the United States on April the 17th, and gave important instructions on the global independence. One day, German woman rider Louise Rieser met him and said, "President Kim Il-sung, please do not give up the road you are walking." It was an ardent desire of the world progressive humanity as well as Louise Rieser. His every step created a new history of independence and opened a new era of human life. So ardent and warm was the desire of humanity to hold him in high esteem and follow him forever, entrusting the destiny of the independent era to him. A Gillian personage said,
Il n'appartient pas à la forêt. Le grand leader appartient à toute l'humanité progressiste. Et c'est pourquoi
he was not only the leader of the Korean people, he was the leader of the progressive humanity of the world. That is why President Kim Il-sung is kept deep in the hearts of the state leaders of the world as a great man representing the 20th century.
In this lifetime, President Kim Il-sung visited a total of 8 of 7 countries on 54 occasions and met more than 70,000 foreigners, including foreign heads of party, state, and government, and gave valuable instructions to them. The distance of his foreign tour is over 522,460 kilometers in total. More than 70 countries, international organizations, and different organizations awarded high-tech decorations and medals to President Kim Il-sung and celebrated state heads and personages of different traders, many compatriots abroad and in South Korea, presented him with at least 166,000 items of gifts. In more than 100 countries, there are hundreds of institutions, organizations, and streets named after him. In 101 or 2012, an international festival was grandly held in Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and the photo exhibition took place in New York of the United States to celebrate the centenary of birth of the great President Kim Il-sung. His centenary birth anniversary was significantly celebrated on a worldwide scale as the grand common festival of humanity. The achievements of the great man will be noted. The immortal feats of President Kim Il-sung, highly praised by humanity as the leader of the world revolution, prominent leader and grand saint of the 20th century, will be told forever along with his great name. You've been listening to a feature program, Kim Il-sung, along with his name. This is Voice of Korea.
Dear listeners, with this we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Southeast Asia between 5 and 6 hours UTC on 13,650 kHz and 15,105 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz and 13,650 kHz. For Middle East and Northern Africa between 16 and 17 hours UTC on 9,890 kHz and 11,645 kHz, and between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 9,875 kHz and 11,635 kHz. For Southern Africa between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 7,210 kHz and 11,910 kHz. And for Central and South Americas between 4 and 5 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz, 13,760 kHz, and 15,180 kHz. And between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,710 kHz and 15,180 kHz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.
방송입니다. 조선중앙방송입니다. 저국으로부터 멀리 떨어져 계시는 청취자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 지금부터 여러분들을 위한 2시간 방송을 시작하겠습니다. 오늘의 방송은 조선인민군 최고사령관 김정은 동지께서 조선인민군 지휘성원들과 함께 국무수산 태양궁전을 찾으신 소식과 보도 그리고 음악들로 편성됐습니다. 조선인민군 최고사령관 김정은 동지께서 조선인민군 지휘성원들과 함께 금수산 태양궁전을 찾으셨습니다. 조선노동당 제1비서이시며 조선민주주의인민공화국 국방위원회 제1위원장이시며 조선인민군 최고사령관이신 겸손한 김정은 동지께서 위대한 사령 김일성 동지의 서거 25돌세에 저항하여 7월 8일 0시 금수산 태양궁전을 찾으셨습니다. 황변서 동지, 이영길 동지, 현영철 동지, 변인선 동지, 서홍찬 동지, 박영식 동지, 명철성 동지, 조경철 동지를 비롯한 조선인민군 지휘성원들이 함께 참가했습니다. 영예하는 진정인 동지의 사상과 용도를 충직하게 받들어 한지 강성국과 건설은 모든 전선에서 비룡피하게 불발함을 세차게 일으키며 선군 조선의 부원기를 열어나가고 있는 격동적인 시기에 우리 군대와 인민은 위대한 수령 김일성 대원 스님의 서거 25돌을 맞이했습니다. 한방의 민족사의 처음으로 맞이하고 막힘하신 위대한 수령님은 서국과 혁명, 시대와 역사 앞에 쌓아올리신 고도의 업적으로 하여 만민의 심장 속에 영생하시는 절세의 위인이십니다. 탁월한 사상이던가 걸출한 용도자이신 위대한 수령님께서는 영생 국렬의 지체 사상을 창시하시고 조선 혁명을 승리로 이끄시어 자주 자립 자유의 사회주의 강국을 일도 세우시었으며 주체 혁명업을 대기어 끝까지 계속 완성해 나갈 수 있는 확고한 담보를 마련해 주셨습니다. 위대한 수령님께서는 한평생 우리 인민군대를 강의 군대, 수령의 군대로 강화발전시켜 주셨으며 그 어떤 강적도 당내에 쳐부실 수 있는 무적 필승의 혁명 강군으로 키우시기 위해